Hey everybody, so I'm really excited about this weekend and our first vendor event as Healing with Yvette School for Reiki. Yes, I have a sign prepared for that. I will try and make this fast. I'm also going to send you this vendor checklist that I created. So the event starts at 10. I ask that you arrive no later than 9:30 so that you can be there. We can be there as a cohesive group of four to connect, to create an energetic bond. And then at 9:45, they're going to have a collective circle as well for all of the vendors. I'll probably arrive around 8 because I've never set up this double booth and I really need to um, kind of figure things out. And I'm open if anybody wants to come a little bit earlier. That's big for me to ask for help or even be willing to allow it. So it's all about personal growth. Okay, there's not going to be any food there. So make sure that you bring your water and your food and we'll set it under a table so it's available for you. Um, Okay, let's see. Your sessions will be 20 minutes. What we're going to do is charge people $22. That's what I'm thinking today. It might go up a little bit. $22. And you're going to get $12 a session. However, here's the thing. I picked the 22 and the 12 split so that I can get the booth fees paid for. Once the booth fees are paid for, what we'll do is we'll keep track of how many sessions you do, and I'll pay you more money after booth fees are paid. I'll also take on the charging. So any charges that come through, I'll process. So I take on the fees for that. And so that's included in the amount of money that gets processed. Um, I'll get payment to you. The event is Sunday. I'll get payment to you by Tuesday. So I'll get a Venmo or PayPal information from you so that I can send that your way. Hopefully I'll get it done by Monday, but I wanted to give myself a little bit of extra time. I'm reading through my guide for you. So here's the thing that I want you to know. So something shifted, right? When I decided to create the booth so that I could have students there. I wasn't exactly sure how that was going to look. And what has transpired is the realization that I'm not there to do sessions all day. Yes, if somebody really wants a session with me, they're going to get one. They're going to pay way more than they pay for you so that I really get to focus on the school for Reiki. That's my purpose for having um, the double booth is I really want to market learning Reiki or doing the Reiki reboot class for those who have learned it but want to reconnect with it. So, in a sense, you're ambassadors for the School for Reiki. So, whether you've all taken Reiki with me, but some have taken the Reiki reboot. So, you've got some experience with both of it, Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. And so it would be really great if you can, after you do sessions with people, say, you should talk to Yvette about taking Reiki and funnel them my way so I can have that conversation. Because that's what I've been called to do, is to really just have sessions with people. If you've never worked a vendor booth before, a lot of it is about making eye contact, smiling at people, asking them if they've had Reiki before. We don't want to be like a barker at not a circus, a fair where it feels spammy and uncomfortable, but you want to smile and make eye contact with people. And as they look and they're taking a look at the sign and you saying, yeah, I'm a student of the School for Reiki and I'm doing sessions today. I'll have a sign out showing that you are students, showing the pricing so um, that they see that the pricing that you offer as a student is less than the other vendors in the space. So that's part of the draw for a lower price is so that you can get that practice. So having said that, for those of you who are moving on to Reiki 3, what I encourage you to do when you are working with people, after you've done a session, you're going to offer them a chocolate. Yes, we're going to have chocolates. And then I've got these are called food for thought, little fortunes with sayings. You're going to offer them one of those and then ask if they would like. to get on your list so that you can reach out and offer them a full session for a lower price. And I recommend 35 to $40. You can go a little lower if you want, but I wouldn't recommend much lower. I wouldn't recommend lower than 35 because it's a 40-minute session. You're doing the full hour session that you've been doing for practice. But this will help you build towards your 20 practice sessions for Reiki 3. And I'm really excited because the Reiki 3 class is getting more material, like there's more stuff percolating. Stuff came up this weekend as I was doing a Reiki 1 class. I'm like, ooh, that needs to be added to Reiki 3. So Reiki 3 is really getting juicy. And that'll be sometime next year. Okay, your sessions are going to last 20 minutes. That's from the moment they pay. So there's not a whole lot of time that you spend talking with them beforehand as they're laying back in the chair, because we're going to have gravity chairs for everybody. As they're laying back in the chair, you're going to be saying, like, what would you like to work on? And essentially leading them to, in a space like that where there's a lot of activity and noise, that the focus will be on relaxation. So you'll suggest that they close their eyes, that they, focus on their breathing, that they can create their intention, but you want to start the work even if they're still talking. And in these events, I spend all my time at the head knowing that I've brought in the distance Reiki, the intention of the distance Reiki. And while they're talking, I'm doing the symbols at their head, right? So I'm multitasking, listening, and doing the symbols. I know you can be like, what? I've got to do both of those things at the same time. Yes, you can do it. Put your symbols on a little index card. You got this. Um, and then at the 17-minute mark, you are going to turn off your timer because you've already turned it on. You're going to turn off your timer, and the time starts the moment they've paid and they start walking over. And the reason for that is there are people that would spend an hour and a half with you for that $22. And we're not having that. That's not the way these events go. So you get them in the chair. The timer has started at the 17-minute. You stop. You say, we're done. Tell me, how is that for you? And you have a closing conversation. You can go to the 18-minute mark if you want, if you find that like you're able to close sooner. But if you're somebody who gets stuff that you want to share with a client, then you want to give yourself a little bit of time to do that. And it's great, when you've created that connection and you've given them a bit of information, that's a perfect segue to say, as part of my practice, I'm offering full sessions at a reduced rate of $35, $40, whatever it is, so that I can build to 20 full-time sessions to take my next level. Something like that, okay? So you want to feel free to do that. And again, at the end, I did not, and again, because you haven't heard this part, I will have an opportunity for people to sign up to let me know what they're interested in, whether it's learning Reiki, whether it's local events, crystals, spiritual, whatever it is. Everyone who signs up for the newsletter and lets me know what their interests are will be entered to win this. This is a crystals book and card deck. So there's going to be a gift, and that will be pulled on Monday, if anyone asks. I'll be there in between sessions to answer any questions, for you to share any like exciting things that happen that you want to share, for any concerns. I do want you to make sure that you're managing your energy. You step away if you need to step away. You go outside, you get grounded, you drink water, you have a snack. And after you've done 2 sessions, I want you to take a 20-minute break. These days, I learned the hard way after getting sick after doing an event that if you don't manage your energy, it can exhaust you. So there'll be 3 people rotating, taking time out. As I'm thinking about it, I might only put 2 chairs in there so that there's only 2 going. No, I'm going to have 3. And if, like I said, if someone wants me, I will do a session. And then we'll work out payment if that's happening. Okay. I think that's it. You have these sheets emailed to you as well. But I'm so excited. The next Reiki class will be in November. next Reiki 1. I'll actually, I'll have that out. I'll have lots of information out, but I'd love to fill that class beyond. I'd love to have so many people that want that class that they need to go into January for Reiki 1, because I don't think I'm going to do December. I think I'm going to take December off from teaching. Okay, I'm going to stop my recording. I adore you.